every time you invite her to something, or you get into the position where it's like, oh, I'm going to invite this woman to hang out, and then she bails, this is why. You haven't gotten permission yet. You haven't gotten positioning yet. You're in this state right now where you've been talking and texting, but there's still the frame of the conversation and how she sees you isn't someone who she wants to obey yet. Now, women want to obey. I'm going to pull up this. They want to, because it's not like an obeying thing. It's more of like a service thing, because they're giving up a part of themselves for you. So what positioning looks like, where, you have the opportunity to invite her to places, tell her what to wear, tell her how you like her hair, and pay for dinner for her. And if you're not paying for dinner, and you're expecting 50-50, then this community is not for you, and masculinity isn't for you yet. There's something you got to do to change that. So what happens is, if you haven't got positioning, is you've got to understand what positioning is. Positioning is the fact when a woman gives you pieces of her heart where she surrenders into your leadership. Now, we might be thinking of why? Now, women live in a world where it's so scary, right? They feel so unsafe and lack of trust compared to what we do. Men just give trust freely, and we feel safe all the time until our spidey senses go up when we're around groups and gangs of people, and we're like, oh, them motherfuckers are on edge. What the hell, right? Other than that, we don't really feel unsafe, or unless tax bills and debts coming in like crazy and something we unseen and we go, shit, that's when we feel unsafe and we start kicking ass for that. So women are completely different. So what happens is that their view and lens of the world is I want to give this guy my heart. I want him to lead, but I need to know how he can handle that. I want to know what he's going to do with that. So you're also in this position. Women are also, put yourself in this position. Let's say, for example, you had to give a woman to date her all of your money, put everything that you've ever worked for into her name. You have to give her all of your potential. She gets to control all of your potential. She has complete hold of your purpose. She gets to decide everything that you do in regards to freedom, travel, being free as a man. She controls all of the sex. She controls your heart and your feelings and what you want to do. And she decides how you protect and provide for her, the kids, and everyone around you. If you're like me and you're a masculine guy, you'd be thinking, fuck that, right? Hell no. That's what a woman is giving you. That's the equivalent, right? So when you put yourself in that position, man, it's what would she have to do? What would she have to do or prove to me that that's okay? That I can give her my trust and give her that, knowing that she's going to do the best that she can with that, right? What does she have to do and how does she have to prove it? Knowing that if you give her that, you can give her all of it. A month later, you're going to be like, she makes a move and you'd be like, fuck, is she just going to drop my purpose and my potential? Oh my God, is she just going to gamble all of our money away? All of my money away? Not how's my money? Is she going to give away all of my opportunities and assets and everything that I've worked for? What's she going to do with my freedom? Right? That's how we're going to be thinking. So this is where the grace has to come in for allowing a woman the time and energy to be able to give you positioning, and why it is so important and why it is so critical to learn and understand. Especially, right, if you're inviting her to something and she bails and you get butthurt about it and you're like, oh, why didn't she come? Why didn't this thing happen? Is one, you've asked her too quickly and you didn't get in positioning or permission. Two, she's simply not interested. Three, she's got a lot of things going on at the moment. So the game is always that you're playing is, how can I get positioning first? You get positioning by adjusting your frame and playing, right? So if you think about positioning, you can look at it as in this is a challenge, right? It's a challenge to get positioning. Now, I believe one of the coins, but I haven't 100% landed on this. If you look at energy transmutation, I believe that emotions are two sides to the same coin. And there are a bunch of emotions that have the exact same energetic charge that just feel completely different. Grief and love, same emotion. Anger and passion, same emotion, right? So when it comes to this feeling of challenge, the same emotion that I'm 90% there on this one, getting confirmed. I just got to prove it to myself and really feel through it. So I'm offering this to you guys because it is really helpful at the moment. It's challenge and play. So the feeling of challenge, like, oh, this is a challenge to get positioning, is also play. So how can I play in these moments? And you play in a way that you like to play in order to gain positioning. So if she hasn't said yes to a date or she's bailing, essentially what you can say is there hasn't been enough play yet. So, and then you want to invite her into playing. And if she is not available to play with you, she doesn't want to play truth or dare, she doesn't play red flag or green flag, she doesn't want to, do some scenarios of the future together, she can't make jokes or do with teasing, mild flirting, and then fantasies with each other, like, oh, imagine if we went here and did this, how would you do this, how would you approach this, blah, blah, blah. All of those kind of conversations that you have that are fun and playful over text to help get to know each other. And you can play by sending voice notes and videos and photos. I like being cheeky like that and always like pushing the lines. So she's like, oh, this guy's really comfortable filming himself or really comfortable talking on camera. All of these things can work in your favor. You can send really funny gifts, all of that. But those things and playing playing for the challenge of to get positioning, eventually she's going to go, oh my God, will this guy ask me out on a date? I need to meet him, right? I need to meet him. And she will make the time because you've put in the effort to play, to get to know her, to have fun with her, which is why women on their Hinge profiles, if you go swiping like crazy across all of them, they're like, I want a man who can make me laugh. It's ridiculous when you go on Hinge. If you're not on Hinge, it's absolutely ludicrous how many women on their profiles, I want a man who can make me laugh. What they're saying is like, I want a man who can lead in the challenge and play with me to make me feel safe so that I can allow him to lead. That is the misunderstood meaning of what's coming up. So now you know. So all I want you to do after this module is just to journal down how can you digitally and in person play, right, in the challenge. How do you most like to play? Right, how would you most like to play with a woman to see if she's a good fit for you? The second question, go through your last conversations and messages, and I want you to write this down too, is like, where have I not been playing? Right? Where have I not been playing? Where have I stuffed up? Where have I messed up? Whatever that is. And then answer that question. So now we know like what you're not doing and we know what you want to do. And now we got to change things around and start doing what you want to do. And if you don't have the confidence or you're like, holy shit, this is stepping out, it's an edge for me, this is where come to the coaching calls. Big love, guys. See you in the next one.